This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and this is the Motorola Droid 3. Can you believe we're up to 3 already for Verizon's flagship QWERTY phone made by Motorola? As you can see, it's got that standard kind of Droid design. We've got the little chin down here. It's a nice looking phone. Got the soft touch back, like that. Stays in hand. HD video camera on the back, 8 megapixel. It can take 1080p video. Very nice. Pretty thin considering it's a QWERTY phone. Verizon and Motorola are proud of that. And this is your volume controls right here. Power button, headphone jack. This is where you grab the back plate to take off the back cover. We've got the micro USB and the micro HDMI over here. And of course, a large keyboard, nice keyboard. Clicky, pretty good travel, nice matte finish so your fingers don't go slipping around here. The number row is a slightly different color to help with visual contrast. Keys are well masked. Most things are in the normal location. You've even got a little D-pad here, which Motorola's been using ever since they got rid of the actual physical D-pad. Nice typing experience as you'd expect. What's new from the Droid 2 and the Droid 2 Global? We've got a 4-inch display now. It's running at QHD resolution, 540 by 960 pixels, and this has a dual-core TI CPU in it running at 1 gigahertz. So yes, it is fast. It benchmarks at 2477 on Quadrant, very respectable, and it's a responsive phone all in all. It's running Android 2.3.4 Gingerbread with Moto Blur on top of it. And 2.3.4 has potential support for Google Talk video chat, but sadly this phone still says it is not supported, so you can do Google Chat, just typical chat. You cannot do video. It does have a front-facing camera up here, and it comes with Skype, and again, that is for voice calls. That is not for video chat at this point. Build quality overall, as you expect from a Droid phone on Verizon, excellent. Nice feel, plenty of metal, a lot of weight. This will definitely be something you're going to feel in your pocket. The looks are good in an understated kind of Motorola businessy way. And this is a global phone like the Droid 2 Global. If you peel off the back, which is a slightly scary thing because it sounds like it's going to break, but it's just on there tight. You can see there's a Vodafone SIM card, Vodafone being Verizon's partner for overseas roaming. This supports 3G on the 850, 1900, and 2100 megahertz bands, and unless you get it unlocked, it's not going to work on AT&T despite that band support, the 850. It will, of course, work in Canada if you're roaming over there. And we've got the 1540 milliamp battery in here. And this is where your micro SD card would go. One is not included, but that's because you got 16 gigs of internal storage on this phone, which is quite a lot. Verizon sells a Qi charging mat, which you can use with this and other Verizon phones. You just put the inductive back on. It sells for $30. Put it on the charging mat, which is $70. And it charges, like the Pre. So those of you who have the Droid 2 currently, that came out only a year ago, or certainly the Droid 2 Global, even more recently, you're probably not ready to upgrade to this phone yet. But if you have the original Motorola Droid, there's a lot to like here. That dual-core CPU is quite fast. And the higher resolution display, also very nice. Keyboard, primo. Software on here, there's a good deal of Verizon bloatware on here, and also some other useful applications. Since this is potentially a very good business phone with Exchange support and the hardware keyboard and messaging features, there are some business-oriented applications on here. We've got Citrix, for example, right here, and we've got GoToMeeting. And we've got a full version of Quick Office here. As you can see, supports Word, Excel, PDF, and PowerPoint, and you can view, create, and edit documents on this. This is not just a viewer. Very nice. In terms of Verizon software, we've got all the usual VCast stuff, VCast Tones, VCast Music, VCast Videos, VCast Media Manager, and we've got VZ Navigator handy and account management software as well. Of course, the phone's good for some fun, too. You can see we've got Blockbuster preloaded, Kindle's also preloaded. Google Books is on here as well, which is nice. DLNA for media sharing over Wi-Fi networks, streaming. The ubiquitous Let's Golf 2, that's on a lot of Verizon Android phones. And we've also got Nova HD, which we're going to take a look at in a minute. And we've got Verizon's NFL Mobile as well. And you notice here we've got Moto Print application. This will print to network PostScript printers, which is pretty cool. If you have a network printer that is not PostScript printer, you have to install the Motorola PC host software to print to those printers, which we did have trouble finding on their website, but we suppose it does exist. The phone can also act as a mobile hotspot, you can see right here, and this is a 3G EVDO Rev A phone. This is not a 4G phone. So aside from some custom widgets that we've seen on other Motorola phones, you get a lot of social networking integration right here. You can set up all of your accounts. Obviously Google supported, Facebook, Flickr, LinkedIn, MySpace, PhotoBucket, Picasa, Twitter, and YouTube. From Motorola we expect really good reception, really good call quality. This delivers on reception, and we're not in a really strong Verizon reception area here, and this pulls in a lot of bars and pretty good dB compared to other Verizon phones. So as usual we'd say Motorola has done well in terms of reception. Call quality was surprisingly just Calls sounded a bit digitized, sometimes a little bit hard to understand the caller. Likewise, they had a little trouble understanding us. If you're in a really strong reception area, things are pretty good. But if you're just in a middling reception area, it's not tops in call quality. Surprise there. And you can see here's the dialer, which is pretty much standard Android stuff right here. You've got your dialer screen, you've got your recent calls, you've got access to your full contacts and to your favorites as well. And when you're in a call, you can easily switch to speakerphone. The Droid 3 is running Gingerbread, as we said, and it has Adobe Flash. We've got Adobe Flash 10.3 running here, and the usual excellent Android web browser with pinch zooming, fast, responsive stuff. And let's see how Flash Video Playback works. We'll take a look at one of our video reviews of the MyTouch 4G slide on T-Mobile. And we have Wi-Fi turned on now for best performance.
This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and this is the T-Mobile.
And that's playing in 360p in a window. We'll pop it out full screen 480p.
Now this replaces the MyTouch 3G slide that came out.
It's definitely good performance, and it's on par with the NVIDIA Tegra 2 dual-core CPUs and other Android phones. Quite nice. Speaker quality, again, as expected from a Motorola. This is quite loud and clear. This isn't even maximum volume. We've got some acoustic Beyonce playing through the YouTube mobile app. Sounds really good. Also good for in-car driving directions and actual speakerphone calls. And the speaker fires out the back right there. And of course we've got the full keyboard here, handy for email of all kinds, Gmail, Exchange, POP3, IMAP, and you've got the messaging client, which is pretty much standard stuff. If you want to send a new text message, you just hit the plus button right here and you start typing. And it will automatically find the person. And then we'll enter our message down here. And as you can see, it's got word suggestions down below. And when you're done, you just hit send. Simple as that. And this may be a business world traveling phone, but we still have some fun here. We're going to check out Nova HD to see how pretty hard 3D games play on the phone. It's really nice sound here. Yeah, there's some speaker. It's pretty smooth gameplay. Definitely great sound. Nice on the 4-inch display too.
and to the crew. Please continue to investigate this.
So one of the interesting things about this phone is it has an 8 megapixel camera that can shoot 1080p video, and quality is decent on it, not too bad at all. And here's the standard interface. Right now we're in photo mode, and if you want to see more settings, you tap the menu button. This is your zoom slider over here, and we have access to widescreen option, resolution for video, storage location, whether you want to geotag, and there's your video resolutions, shutter tone. You got your brightness, your scene setting, automatic. And we'll check out scene setting availability. Single shot and panorama mode options there. Here we have effects. And of course you can turn the flash on or off. That's pretty nice. And over here you can switch between the front and rear facing cameras as well. And there's your slider to switch between camera and video, which is pretty standard for Android, and this is your shutter button, since there is no dedicated hardware camera button on the phone's side. Camera focuses and takes pictures pretty quickly. We'll move it around a little bit so it has to refocus again and take a picture of our plant. Pretty fast. Now sometimes Verizon customizes the phone and puts Bing search on here, but as you can see you've got Google search here. You also have Google Maps and navigation as well as VZ Navigator, so you've got all the good Google stuff. What's different is the Motorola customizations. That's just the user interface stuff. You can see the icons here are not their usual Android style. They're stylized by Motorola. And again, we've got a couple of their widgets. We've got the data usage widget, which seems to forever be trying to figure out how much data we've used. Not having too much luck right now because Wi-Fi's on. You've got your multi-page home screen. You've got quick dial over here for your contacts. Motorola's calendar widget. And their customization, the buttons at the bottom. These are pretty standard Android icons over here. Some of them are customized, but they've got the side-to-side swipe to go from one to the other. And the little indicator at the bottom to show you which page of icons you're on. And here we've got their version of settings, which is quick access to wallpaper, notifications, searches over here again, which is a little odd because there is a search button, a hardware capacitive button right here for search. You've got manage apps, and you've got settings over here. Otherwise, these capacitive buttons are your normal menu button, home button, back button, search. So overall, we like the Droid 3 a lot on Verizon. It's going to be $199 with contract. It's available now. Our unit has crashed a couple of times. It might just be a problem with that particular unit. We're going to keep checking that out and studying that, and we'll let you know in our full review how well it does in terms of stability. I'm Lisa from Mobile Tech Review. Visit our website to read the full review of the Motorola Droid 3 on Verizon.